so we are at the Philadelphia airport about an hour before the flight takes off, and we're gonna go chill, maybe get some dinner, and then hop onto the plane. I'm so excited to bring you guys along with me for this conference in the Netherlands. It is the conference for the World Association of Cultural Psychiatry, where I will be presenting a poster about my work with mental health first aid in Philadelphia churches. So come along for this fabulous journey. So we had a layover in Dublin, but here we are arriving to Amsterdam. We arrived in Amsterdam, but the conference was actually in Rotterdam, so we had to take a train to get to Rotterdam. We arrived at Rotterdam Centraal Station, and here we are going around the city, just kind of exploring before the conference actually starts, because we had a half day or so to do that. Honestly, Rotterdam's quite advanced. There's a lot going on in terms of things to do, people to see, food to eat. I mean, look at this market. This in and of itself is breathtaking. Honestly, the video can't even do it justice, to be quite honest. But this is us, getting some food. We really had to find seasoning because, I'm sorry, but the food in the Netherlands lacks seasoning. So we had to, go to our Indian brethren to find the seasoning. So here I am at the conference, so exciting, just the opportunity to meet, mingle, and learn. The food, as I said again, not very seasoned, but the learning was full of flavor. All right, so day one of the conference is done. I'm a little bit tired, jet lagged, had some coffee and feeling a little out of sorts, but about to go meet up with the husband and do who knows what, some more exploring probably. All right. All right, so we're about to go get dinner. This is where we're at. There's some restaurants along the water. So yeah, we're gonna go find somewhere to eat. Hallo, welcome in Rotterdam day 2. That's all the Dutch I got for y'all. But you could probably tell I'm a little tired, low energy, got my umbrella today because it's raining. Heading to the second day of the conference. Gonna try to get some nutrition because food here has not been all that great. I like me some seasoning. They don't seem to have that much of it, but yeah, so heading into the conference. I'm right around the corner from the hotel where the conference is at, and bringing you along with me. Wrapping up the second day of the conference. It's been pretty good, a lot of learning. And so just as a little bit of a recap, because I haven't shared all of that much about the conference, this is the World Association of Cultural Psychiatry, where we're talking about how culture and psychiatry intersect. And really one of the talks today was about how culture is so essential to what psychiatry is, and how do we use culture to impact the way that we treat our patients on a day-to-day basis. So that's something I care a lot about. If you take a look at any of the videos I have posted, there are so many about spirituality in particular and how that relates to mental health. You can check, one of these tags up here, or check one of the playlists on my page about spirituality and mental health. So I came here to learn just a little bit more about that, and to also be able to present a poster of some of my research in the space. So that's a little bit of where we're at today. I talked about how this trip was funded. I got some funding from my program to be able to come to this trip, and I encourage you, if you are a medical student or resident, check in with your school, check in with your program to see what money they provide to help you to be able to travel, whether it's in the US, in your state, to other countries, to have these experiences to just learn. So I'll keep track and keep checking of, how much I have spent so far, and I'll let you know at the end what the final tally is for everything. But until then, we'll keep adventuring around Rotterdam. If you like what you're seeing so far, go ahead and bloop that like button. There are several more days of this trip to come. Stay tuned to see what I get up to next. Okay, so as I said before, Rotterdam is beautiful. It just was a really nice city to explore, and even though I went for the conference, still had some time to explore and walk around with my husband, which I loved. As you can tell, the conference was really vibrant, very well attended, and this is the poster where I presented for the conference, and it was just great really. Alright, so we're in a cool spot where you can see a few different of the sites. There's the Euro Tower in the background, and we're approaching the Arumsburg Bridge. I think that's how you say it. I probably butchered it though. And then in the back is the Rotterdam building, I believe it's called, that like Lego looking one or Tetris looking one in the back. But yeah, so just doing some post-conference adventuring. Having brunch and board games. Interesting. Basically like lox on pancakes, and mine are regular pancakes. Very small portions. If you compare size in my hands, I could like envelope this whole thing, but they're watching our figures. I gotta take this. Oh my gosh, there's so many stairs. Okay, gotta turn this off so I can carry my bag.
I can carry it. Then...
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. I'll just video you doing it then. Thank you. All right, so we are heading from Rotterdam, which is where we are now, heading to Amsterdam. Yeah, so that's it. I'm trying to see if our train is on this board. I don't see it, but we're waiting here. Track number 2, Spoor 2. I don't know how to say 2. And yeah, pretty clean, much better than the ones we got in the Americas. Alright, y'all, I really am not sure what's going on, but we just got to Amsterdam. Don't know if you can hear me, but there's some kind of like exercise festival going on. These people are like leading dancing. Yo, it's like a huge turn up. I don't know what's going on over here. But our hotel is very close to this, and I'm worried we're not going to get to sleep. So people are turned up and exercising in the rain. There's a lot. I mean, we just got in at the Amsterdam Central Station over there, and it's madness getting around in the rain. All right, we're arriving at our hotel in Amsterdam. Hotel May. I'm not sure which one's the pronunciation. All right. right, so we are here at our room in Amsterdam already. We walk into cute decor. We have, you know, cute little armoire situation with coffee. Little kettle is cute. Much bigger than the Citizen M room. And it's always crazy. My camera is like my eyes. It got astigmatism. So I don't know what's going on there, but it's cute. We have, if I could find a way to, there we go. View of one of the rivers, I guess. I don't actually know what these are called. Rivers, waterways that Amsterdam is very much known for. So we're right on one of them. So it's really cute views. We're pretty close to the train station, which was one of the perks of this place because we're heading to the airport tomorrow morning. But yeah, pretty cute. They have a little gift for us. Fortune cookies. Some info, I guess, to explore Amsterdam. Cute art. Pretty nice. Nice carpet. I kind of like this gold carpet. It's nice. And then the bathroom. Voila. Very well decorated, in my opinion. I usually prefer when the tiles are offset, but this is kind of nice. You know? So yeah, we're gonna enjoy for one day. We're off to go get some Ethiopian food. We've arrived to get some Ethiopian food. So we are on day 4 or 5. I've honestly lost track of what day of this trip it is. I think it's 5, maybe. Either way, the conference is wrapped up. You just saw we had some chance to go around Amsterdam a little bit once we got from Rotterdam down to Amsterdam. The weather has been not the best. It's been kind of cold, raining. I think just about everyone, especially the tourists, did not anticipate this weather. So most people, ourselves included, were not prepared. But nonetheless, we had the chance to get to see some really cool sights, you know, get some good food. We went in search of seasoning, as has been my goal. Found some seasoning in an Ethiopian shop, which was really good. Got some more bubble tea, saw some of the churches and the water and the rivers in Amsterdam. So it's been pretty good. So I wanted to just kind of come and wrap things up, you know, talking about how I was able to come on this trip more or less for free. So let's talk about it, right? Because there are a few different things that went into the cost. So there's the flight. There's that. There's food. That's important. There was the cost of the conference itself, because conferences are not free. You usually have to pay some sort of registration price for that. So those are probably the biggest expenses: the flight, the food, and the conference. Oh, obviously, and then a place to stay, like the hotel room that we're in right now in Amsterdam. As I said before, we were at Citizen M in Rotterdam, and now we are in Hotel May, whichever, in here in Amsterdam. I really like this hotel in particular, and we looked up that it's part of this chain of the Votel hotels. I think that was the name of it, which has pretty nice hotels here in Amsterdam. So that's been kind of nice to learn about some of these boutique hotels, which in some ways are honestly a little bit nicer than your chain hotels. So those were the main costs. And obviously there are other kind of incidental costs that come up. I had to buy a jacket because I was not properly prepared for the weather. Had to get, you know, ground transportation. So taking the train from here, or from the airport to Rotterdam, from Rotterdam back to Amsterdam Central, and then kind of some of the in-between travel with taking the train, subway, things like that in between. So those are kind of the collective costs. So we'll have what the collective price is right here. And getting back to what I said about coming on this trip more or less for free. So you're probably like, okay, you just told me this number that was not free. How did this trip come up to be for free? So basically something that I think a lot of people do not take advantage of, whether it's at the medical school level, honestly, even the college level, when you're in other grad schools and in residency, is opportunities where other people will pay for you to travel. Yes, I said that right. Other people will pay for you to travel. So usually it's not just to travel on vacation, right? Because you can see, I got to see a lot of really cool trips. My husband got to come along, and obviously his was not paid for because that's not appropriate. We're not out here trying to be scheming. We're trying to be ethical. So obviously out of pocket, his costs were separate, but me getting to see the sites in Rotterdam, getting to see sites here in Amsterdam, meeting people was all a part of this conference. So coming back to what I said, my program for residency, they offer, especially if you are presenting, where I presented my poster here for the conference, that they allow you to go. They'll cover the cost of registration. They'll also cover up to $1,000 of travel costs. So obviously coming to Europe all the way from Philadelphia, it's kind of hard, not impossible though, to do that for less than $1,000. So you'll see kind of, here's where we have the total cost, here's the total that we got reimbursed, and then this little bit right here is the amount that I ended up paying out of pocket. So it's not absolutely free for me, but it's pretty daggone cheap for being able to come cross the world basically for this trip and have this great opportunity. And the one thing I would say is that you could actually, and I could have made this for free, I just didn't want to, honestly. Like I could have, but I didn't. Some of the ways that you can save: the hotel that we stayed at, we could have picked a cheaper one. I've traveled before staying at hostels. Hostels.com is where it's at. I loved staying at hostels. Even the last time I was here in Amsterdam, I stayed in a hostel and it was pretty great. It was probably like $25, $30 a night. So if I had stayed at a hostel, it would have been cheaper and I could have gotten everything: the food, the hotel, or the hostel, the flight, and food and incidentals and travel and all of that under the $1,000. But as married now, so me and my husband were not about to be staying in a hostel. So that's just something to consider, that I met other people, some Canadian residents when I was at the conference, and they stayed in hostels. So that helped them to keep their costs down. So just, I want you guys to think about that. What are the opportunities that your school offers? I know medical schools like Penn, where I went, they offer opportunities, particularly for minorities, to travel for conferences. Often residency programs will do so. In undergrad, I traveled a lot for free, a lot of like international travel for free, because their programs set out for you to do that. So it's all about you finding the programs that exist. So just so that in case you want to find some more opportunities, or even learn more about where I have traveled internationally, again, for free or like really, really close to it, you can check out this video here about my trip to Jamaica, again, basically for free. And I say basically again because it was a little bit of a cost, but to me, when I'm paying like $100 or $2 to go on an international trip, it might as well be free. And you can go actually for free if you choose cheaper accommodations and things like that. So here's kind of the rest of the trip before we head back to the US. And again, check out that video about Jamaica to learn more about ways that you can travel for free. Until next time.